When's the last time you've noticed your peace was disrupted by things that had nothing to do with you? Could it be that you are so invested in fixing their mess that you're neglecting your mission? Hey, beautiful. Welcome to Forgive That and Heal Sis podcast, where we trade trauma and suffering for peace, power, and purpose. I'm Coach Ronnie, a best-selling author and certified mental health life coach. Sis, I've been through it all. Abandonment, teenage motherhood, sexual abuse, and homelessness. But God flipped my pain into purpose, and now I help strong, heart-weary women like you heal what you hide, forgive what hurt you, and walk in freedom. Here, we talk faith, forgiveness, and real-life healing. No masks, no pretending. Because if I can overcome my trauma, sis, you can too. Let's heal together, one conversation at a time. Hey, sis. Welcome to Forgive That and Heal Sis podcast, the podcast where faith, forgiveness, and authenticity collide. I'm your host, Coach Ronnie. I'm a wife, a mom, a Gigi, and your sister on this healing journey. Today's episode is entitled, Your Healing is Your Responsibility. Sis, this one's going to challenge you a bit, but I know you can handle it because we're not talking about what they did or should do. We're talking about how you respond. So here it is. Are you holding you back? It's time to stop rehearsing old wounds, pointing the finger, and accept that your peace is holy ground. Let's talk about what it really means to take responsibility for you and just let them do them. Sometimes the most spiritual thing you can do, honey, is mind your business, drink your water, and move your body. Oh yes, I know. Because I've transformed from the person I used to be into minding my own business. You know, I've learned that beauty and bruises can coexist, but only temporary. Isaiah 61:3 says, God gives us a crown of beauty for ashes, the oil of joy for mourning, and a garment of praise for the spirit of heaviness. That means your bruise isn't forever. Healing is a process, but it's also a choice. The bruise should fade, and when it does, you make peace with the scars. But here's the truth. Too many of us keep picking at the scabs that trauma left behind. We replay what they said. We rehash how they hurt us. We try to fix, rescue, or even control people who have shown us exactly who they are, honey. And God is saying, daughter, that's not your assignment. What's your assignment is to heal. Your peace is your assignment, and your joy is your assignment. But here's the thing, sis. Healing isn't passive. It's not just praying about peace. It's protecting it. It's respecting peace. And that protection starts with self-awareness. You can't heal what you keep handing back to the people who broke it. At some point, you have to stop analyzing why they did it and start asking, why am I still allowing it? That's where you know you are growing. In this space of pause between pain and reaction, you're growing very quickly and very deeply. So let's talk about the pause for a moment. Are you reacting or are you responding? This is a hard truth moment, sis. And I have 4 points that we're going to talk about today. But guess what? They are all for your good because I care and because I want you to experience authentic freedom. So here we go. Number 1, self-awareness is often where many of us have a blind spot, including me. Getting clearer about how you show up for yourself and others is critical to achieving peace. I was once asked, and now I'm asking you, are you a reactor or are you a responder? When we react, it's usually out of fear. Fear of rejection, fear of not being seen, fear of losing control, and even fear of not being understood. But when we respond, on the other hand, it's generally from a place of love, truth, and grace, which are the fruit of the Spirit. Galatians 5:22-23 reminds us that peace, patience, and self-control are marks of maturity. Here's our freedom work on this point. I want you to write about a recent moment when you reacted instead of responding. What emotions drove that reaction? Fear, insecurity, anger? Now ask yourself, if I had responded from a place of love and truth, how might that situation have shifted? This week, I encourage you to pay attention to yourself in the moments before you give a rebuttal to a situation that requires your input. In other words, before you speak, before you post, before you text back, ask yourself, am I reacting because I want validation, or to be right, or to prove a point? Or am I responding because I want peace? Our next truth challenge is stop giving away your energy that God gave you for your healing. Sis, 2 Thessalonians 3:11 warns us not to be idle, busybodies, or tangled in other people's drama. It sure does. Some of us are so invested in fixing their mess that we're neglecting our mission. When's the last time you've noticed your peace was disrupted by things that had nothing to do with you? There's no shame or judgment here, honey. I've been there, done that, and I've learned from it. That's why I desire deeply for you to become aware of this behavioral pattern. Once you're aware, you become responsible for changing it. The key to stop giving away your energy is by simply letting them. Letting people be who they are without running interference as if you're queen bee over their life. Because guess what? You're not. Allow yourself to find freedom in that truth. You are not responsible for another person's life. Whew, I'm grateful for that truth. In your journal, I want you to write about this question next. Where are you misappropriating your energy that belongs to your assignment because you're trying to control another person's outcome? Write down 3 areas of your life where you've been overextending yourself emotionally, spiritually, or mentally, and commit to redirecting that energy toward your healing, growth, or purpose. And here's the truth. Every time you chase someone's approval, you rob yourself of peace. Every time you try to make someone change, you delay your own transformation. Nobody owes you healing, closure, or validation. But guess what? You owe yourself peace, growth, and boundaries. Honey, you've got gifts that need your energy, and your gifts are supposed to be used to heal this world. You have dreams that need your focus. So reclaim your peace by reclaiming your energy as you let them do them. That's not callous. It's calculated, strategic, and obedient to God's command to mind your business, baby. Because when you mind your business, you don't miss opportunities to steward your responsibilities well. Sis, let's go a bit deeper as we unlock our third truth, which is accepting what's yours to manage. You are responsible for your heart, not theirs. Proverbs 4:23 says, above all else, guard your heart, for everything you do flows from it. That's not just good advice. That's holy wisdom. In your journal, I want you to write about who are you trying to manage, fix, or convince right now. Perhaps it's your spouse. Maybe even your grown children. Or maybe it's those who sit in rooms with you who are committed to misunderstanding you. Imagine that. Or maybe it's even a coworker. Write their names in your journal and then release them to God in prayer. This honesty is what God honors. Ask the Holy Spirit to help you accept your true responsibility, to guard your peace and focus on your own healing. Because when you stop trying to control others, you make room for God to work in you. You can't make people change. That's the Holy Spirit's job. So when people show you who they are, honey, let them. Let them misunderstand you. Let them gossip. Let them distance themselves from you. Let them think that they're right. Your responsibility is to stay grounded in truth, not entangled in chaos. Because every time you let them, you're actually saying, God, I trust you. Did you know? 1 Thessalonians 4:11 says, make it your ambition to lead a quiet life, to mind your own business, and work with your hands. Girl, God can take care of others better than you can. So let him. Now here's the next level of freedom that I hope you unlock for freedom's sake. Release your expectations of people. Whew, that feels good just to say. When you expect others to behave in certain ways, you're setting yourself up for disappointment. People are people, honey. They'll choose what's important for them. They'll always make time for what's important to them. That's not personal. That's not an attack toward you. It's just reality. As you work through the process of releasing your expectations of people, let's do so together. As you journal, consider this prompt. Write about a person or situation where unmet expectations left you hurt. How can you release those expectations today and trust God with the outcome? So instead of clinging to who you hoped they'd be, thank God for showing you who they really are. Then release them with gratitude. Because God showed you the truth about the person and the situation instead of you spending more time and energy second guessing yourself or feeling like you're the crazy one. Once you've released them, I bet you'll move a bit more freely because you'll no longer have the weight of wondering on your shoulders. And that's the freedom I pray you arrive at. No beef, no grudges, no feeling bad, just pure acceptance of the truth that God so graciously allowed you to experience. Accept it with gratitude because letting go of control isn't weakness, it's worship in obedience. When you surrender your expectations, you honor God's sovereignty over your story, and that's your responsibility. So as we prepare to close this week's episode of accepting that your healing is your responsibility, let's commit to forgiving ourselves for every misstep made because we're trying to control the outcome of a situation that was never ours to control, rather knowingly or unknowingly. When you let go of what's not yours to carry, you become lighter, wiser, and closer to God. So remember this, sis. It's not selfish to slay in your lane, protect your peace, and live drama-free. It's actually holy. As we wrap up today's episode, let's quickly review the key takeaways that your freedom work, or those journal prompts that I mentioned above, will certainly unlock when done with honesty. Number 1, respond, don't react. Choose faith over fear. Number 2, protect your energy. Stop pouring into what drains you. Number 3, accept what's yours. Let God handle what's not. And number 4, release expectations. Trust His plan, not your projection. Forgiveness frees you to focus on what truly matters, and that is your purpose, your peace, and your assignment. Because guess what? Someone is waiting for you. They're waiting for you to walk in your purpose so that they too can become free. Together, we're moving authentically with truth and grace because that's your responsibility. Your healing is your responsibility. So this week, choose peace, choose boundaries, choose you with love, tenderness, grace, and truth. Because when you stop reacting out of fear and start responding out of faith, you'll finally realize that peace was never lost. It was waiting to protect you all along. Sis, thank you for joining me today on Forgive That and Heal, sis. If this episode spoke to your soul, I invite you to pick up a copy of my newest book entitled F That, When forgiveness unlocks the life you truly desire, you can find it on Amazon.com. This short but powerful guide will help you shine light on your heart's deepest heartache while supporting you with practical tools, prayers, affirmations, and journal prompts towards healing. Until next time, protect your peace, do your freedom work, and let them, honey, because your healing is holy work that leads to blessings that God has already prepared for you. And that's why I encourage you to forgive that and heal, sis. Woo, sis, that was good for the soul, wasn't it? I appreciate you spending time with me today, moving closer to forgiveness and healing. If this episode spoke to you, do me a favor and leave a review on Apple Podcasts. Share with a friend and hit that subscribe button so you never miss a moment of healing. Remember, sis, forgiveness isn't a weakness, it's your superpower. So keep healing to walk in freedom. Until next time, be well, forgive that, and heal.